Welcome back to the TI4 SEA Qualifiers presented by Monster Energy. I'm God, joining me as Baseskip. It's our last match of today. Everything for these three teams left competing for the two spots comes down to this match. It's Orange, Mineski, and Myth fighting over two spots in the playoffs. Whew, it's been a long day.
It has been a very long day. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it, but 3 extra matches, one after the other, does pad out the schedule quite a bit. But we're all excited to watch more Dota, so I'm not too opposed to all of this.
As it stands, Mythtrust, they won their opening tiebreaker match against Orange. Mythtrust then lost to Mineski. So a win here for Mineski means they are through. As a Mythtrust, Orange knocked out, going 0-2. But as far as tiebreakers are concerned, we do go down a time rating. Should be another 3-way tie between the three teams. So run us through what's going to happen there.
Okay, so the way that it works, at least to my understanding right now, Mineski need to make sure that they don't lose before 39 minutes. If they lose before 39 minutes, then they are out. Once they get past 39 minutes, they're safe, and Orange need to make sure that they close out the game before 54 or so, to my understanding. Okay. We're a little bit addled, and the
math.
The way that the time rating system is being worked out is a little bit confusing, but I'm sure we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully the teams understand exactly what's going on. Hopefully the admins understand exactly what's going on.
I don't know if they know exact times. Like, you can actually calculate the exact times. I doubt the teams have figured it out, but as far as they know, Mineski, it's win the game. If not win the game, lose slowly. For Orange, it's Orange have to win fast regardless. With 39 minutes, you said it was?
No. Orange have to win before 54.
Okay, so Orange have a lot of leeway.
Which is pretty reasonable, yeah.
Orange, that's crazy. Like, if you're winning the game, it's unlikely to go more than 54 minutes anyway, so...
Yeah. So hopefully time rating's not too much of an impact here, and it should just really be... If Orange win, then through. If Mineski win, well, Orange, that's it, they're out. So I guess we can talk about implications once we get to the end of the game. But our draft is proceeding, so we can jump ourselves straight in.
Let's go draft. Let's see what's going to be coming our way. It is going to be Orange Esports playing over on the Dire side. Mineski on the Radiant side with the first pick, and Orange... I'm not sure how much they know how fast they have to end this game, but they picked up Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman, so obviously intent on making sure if they win this game, they're winning it in a reasonable time, and they just want to make sure they have the ability to break the base and not be met with Mineski just stalling for days.
And that's LD.
Somebody take the booze away from LD.
Yeah.
please, guys.
LD's
trying to run a professional broadcast studio here.
LD's getting a little bit excited. We have an NAR. Shadow Demon Mirana stat
guys
on the board.
Whoa.
NAR, not in this game.
Obviously not just LD who needs the booze taken away from him.
Yeah,
so,
everybody's on the sauce, God. What's going on?
Someone spiked the Monster Energy drinks. What is this? What's cracking? NAR, they're already at TI. Shout out to the North American rejects who are actually now a TI, not so much invitee, but a TI participant.
Yes.
I mean,
so congratulations to them, but we're focused on the SEA qualifier.
Oh, we're meant to be. Hashtag blame Roland.
Hashtag blame Roland.
We blame Roland, but we're firing Conrad, because that's what you do. From Mineski, Shadow Demon Trian. They've got a very small-looking hexagon right there. These heroes are apparently not very good heroes. They don't add much hexagon power.
Apparently not. Not a lot of star power as far as the hexagons are concerned, but for Mineski, this sets up well for whatever cores they're going for, and they are going to end up going for the SD Mirana here. But the other thing about the Train Protector Shadow Demon, this is a roaming combo that we've seen run to great success for a couple of teams over the course of this qualifier, especially if we're going to see those early boots on the tree. You disrupt, you leech seed, you beat the guy to death. It's not that difficult, but it is something that could be pretty scary for Orange, especially with somebody like the Death Prophet mid. Maybe we'll even see something like a Dazzle as a secondary support here, just to have a little bit of counter-initiating power. And we talked about it in the first game, just how nice the synergies are between the Death Prophet and the Dazzle.
Yeah. None of these Orange heroes have escapes. They're all so prone to just dying to a Shadow Demon Tree Protector, whether it's Centaur in the off lane going down to it, a Shadow Shaman support, a Death Prophet mid. No one has any defensive capabilities, really. Like, Death Prophet, sure, maybe you get an early point in silence, but realistically, I just don't see that saving you or helping you out. No. I think this is... Looking at the opening of the draft, I much prefer Mineski as far as the early game laning stage goes, but if Orange can avoid those ganks, survive it, their mid-game push is getting scarier and scarier by the minute. They also throw in a Chen to go with this Death Prophet Cherry Shaman. I think Orange are maybe slightly misled. They're thinking, like, we got to end this game ultra fast right now. I don't know if they realize how much leeway they have, because winning a game in 54 minutes, I feel like they should just be drafting a standard game right now, almost.
Yeah, in fairness, Orange have shown a bit more of a tendency to play these more early game focused strategies over the course of the qualifier, but yeah, this does seem
Death Prophet for
pretty
Ysira, like
all-in.
that's not a. I doubt he's even played. I don't know when the last time he would have played it. Let's get some Ysira Death Prophet stats coming our way. Roland? No.
Never not.
He's
Everything's busy here.
Yeah.
We're running on with very little manpower,
No.
as evidenced by the fact that we don't have a full panel to start. It's just the two of us here. But you know,
we're on the Australian schedule, so it's like, this is
Exactly.
like
There we
prime
got
time
it.
for us.
yeah, here we go. SCA Dota right in our wheelhouse. As
Another
far as
Viper pick?
honestly, I think the big thing for Orange is if you look at their lineup, they take down towers fantastically. And their teamfight power is quite good, but it does take a little bit of time to come online. And I worry for Orange that if they get turned back in even a few of the initial pushes, if Mineski just managed to get a good teamfight going their way, the lineup can just completely grind to a halt. If the Death Prophet and the Chen are put on the back foot, I really worry for Orange.
That's
here.
where the Treant living armor keeps towers alive. At the same time, if the push is working, living armor is useless because you have a good 4-5 man death ball push happening. Living armor is useless against a tower because they will every time they have exorcism, they'll get a tower or possibly 2 towers. Well, they get like 1 tower with exorcism, 1 tower with the serpent wards. Living armor is not useful against big 4-5 man pushes. It's good against chip damage and like kind of split push style of play, but that's not what Orange Esports are doing here.
Yeah, if Orange win a fight, which is not unreasonable if they manage to get a Blink Dagger up on the Centaur, the Death Prophet's doing okay, the Chen has his levels, maybe a mech. If they win that fight, they're going to take 2 towers pretty much right away. A tier 1 and a tier 2 is not out of the question, just depending on how much they had to invest into the team fight. So that's the big thing for Mineski.
Right.
And Mineski's draft not necessarily playing into any kind of idea of let's just stall this out for an hour and win it. I don't think that's
Orange
a realistic
like banning
way.
Tinker, like we don't want this stall. Bimbo did play a Tinker earlier today.
Yes.
They played a pretty good Tinker. I think they won that game. Which game was that? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
just remember turning on a stream and he was playing Tinker. I think it was maybe against MVP it was against MVP when they lost. So no, they didn't win that game. But maybe we see a Shadow Fiend make a return here. You've got a fantastic tri-lane. You've got the Viper. I think you want another core hero here for sure. Well, obviously you want another core hero, but I think you want like at least another semi-carry. I don't think you want to go like full team fight. I guess you could Darkseer. Darkseer's not bad.
Yeah, Darkseer could be alright.
They haven't got a Jesse Vash here unless he's playing like a tri-lane Mirana maybe, or an off-lane Mirana. And then you go like safe lane solo X-Hero, solo mid Viper kind of strat.
I wonder if they just stick with the fact that they've got this Mirana Viper going on. It's sort of early to mid game, as far as the lineup is concerned, and maybe you just pick up something like a Clockwork.
Orange have just broken the push
out.
hexagon. They have actually like exceeded
Wow.
beyond. They're crossing off like part of the letters because they've actually like left the hexagon.
We have entered into uncharted territory.
I've
God.
never seen that. I honestly, that's a first for me on the hexagon scale.
That is a huge hexagon as well. Can we just point that out? That is, they've got Disable. They've apparently got some they've got some carry. They got the team fight. They got some gank.
Look at this
Not a lot of
pathetic
counter
Mineski
push.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
That gave like a little extent. It gave us, dude. Razor apparently a good carry, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
he's
not,
a carry.
it's not
but
bad. I mean, he's pretty good against.
Where's their counter?
He's
push?
all right against Jug.
Why do you pick that last when you have no counter push? I'm really surprised.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have a clear lead as far as team fights are concerned.
I think
like,
it's
Razor and Viper are both anti-carries, but what does Jug care? He's just gonna Omni Slash you.
He'll Omni Slash, Blade Fury, drop a healing ward, and I think Mineski's main idea is let's win the laning stage. Because if you win all 3 lanes, or at least 2 of the 3 lanes, it doesn't matter. Like, you can have this amazing mid-game push, and I imagine Orange Esports will at least get all the tier 1 towers down by a reasonable time, but if they're behind on farm and only keeping like the gold graph even through towers but getting out farm because of bad laning stage, I think Mineski is still looking okay.
Yeah, so let's talk tactics for Mineski here. They, like you said, laning phase is going to be a really big deal.
How do they lane it, would you say? Like,
I think it's just aggro, and then just leave it.
Safe lane Razor.
I mean, you've got two lane dominators, right? You've got the Mineski have a Razor and a Viper, like considered two of the strongest 1v1 heroes in the entire game. So I think going aggro and then just trying to keep things pinned.
Who would you put mid against the Death Prophet?
I think not the Viper. I think the Viper is the weaker matchup. Because Viper does so badly against heroes that can spam the wave, because it means that he can never get in between the creep wave and the hero, because the Crypt Swarm is just going to mean that he's always getting creep damage forced onto him.
Yeah. For Razor, it's also, like, I feel like you can static link the Death Prophet, but either end of the day, he's still going to farm using Crypt Swarm.
Yes.
Oh, they see Winter put down a ward. That's actually nice information from Mineski. They know exactly where the Observe Ward is. They have sentries ready to go to deward that, and at least static link just being used here. Winter, is this a Boots Razor even?
Arrow gonna fly in?
Oh, if that arrow hits, he's done for. Razor, yeah, Boots first from Razor. So with that, he could have actually caused some serious issues there and possibly gotten a kill if that arrow does land, but good attempt. They deward the Observer Ward spot and will be on their merry way, and this is going to mean like Winter's offlane is just crushed. Like, you don't have any Observer Ward vision in the jungle at bottom lane. Like, I guess if he's against a solo hero, it's fine. And it looks like he will potentially be up against a solo hero.
Yeah, but not a particularly great solo hero for the Centaur, especially in the Razor. So this is looking pretty good. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Mineski made their way down towards bottom lane to start things off. I thought they might have considered heading over into the Dire jungle to try and ward up some camps. To try and try and place some vision wards to have a good idea of where the Chen was rotating around, but looks like that's just going to come a little bit later, and they do smoke up the Dream Protector.
I think they confused Orange about the lanes, because Winter's probably thinking like, okay, they're going safe lane, tri lane maybe. He went back to Fountain to heal, so he's actually missing this first wave of experience. Support's completely missing from the mapping. You see mid lane, Ysira's playing fairly defensive on it. Actually, not defensive enough. He's been caught by the disruption. There's going to be Elite Seed. This is possibly going to be a first blood here. Ysira in all sorts of trouble here with all the right-click damage. Elite Seed just such a good slow here. G gets out of there nice and early so he doesn't take too many tower hits. And first blood, Mineski. I think he should have seen that coming. It looked like he was playing defensive, then suddenly he just went forward for a last hit, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, it was just...
pick up another smoke.
Why not? This is such an amazing ganking duo. That 4.5 second duration on Leech at all levels is absolutely crazy at this stage of the game, and
do they go back really mid again, or do you even consider going top? Like, mid lane is... I don't know, mid lane's not one. Lane does not win you the lane.
I'm not actually sure. Yeah, they might just go straight back towards mid. I mean, it's pretty pushed out. The nature of the matchup, again, is that Death Prophet is going to be spamming to try and secure CS and keep the Viper at bay, but that, like we saw, just puts her in a slightly more dangerous position. It looks like this time around Ysira feeling a little bit more cautious.
Okay, well, Ysira does have his bottle up already, so that's a nice bit of news to him. I like and see his positioning here on the high ground, trying to scout out any potential smoke ganks, which is where he gets some good information. He finds out they're not smoking mid. He can warn his top lane that, hey, maybe those supports are headed top, because the Mirana's going to get some support at some point. Razor wins bottom lane without any help at all. There's no reason for supports to be bottom lane unless they're trying to pull and stack, but Shadow Demon Treant, their supports who want to get kills and get kills early. Scouted up by an Observer Ward. That's not about the end of their aggression, but the temporary end to it.
Yeah, and Orange looking for a little bit of a gank themselves. They've got a Centaur, they've got the Shadow Shaman here over at mid. Again, the Viper's tucked up a little bit underneath the tower because of the Death Prophet, so this might be a fairly difficult gank to get, especially given that there's nobody top lane. So yeah, that one's not going to happen.
Shaki's not had the best tournament, I would say. Like, I mean, mostly I'm just saying that based on the last couple of games I saw. His sanking, not the best, and like just running in there was never going to work as far as ganks were concerned. But maybe it was just like, hey, let's give this up, let's head bottom. Quickest way to go there is just through the lane, even if we don't get this kill.
Yeah, and Orange are trying to make things happen. They're going to rotate all the way down towards bottom lane.
Center is 1 CS.
Oh, man.
And this is what Mineski drafted this. They said, look, we don't need no counter push. We got our lanes covered. Top 3 CS, all on the Mineski side. Jug does catch up a little bit here. And already, preemptive TP, they see this rotation coming. They know what they're in store for. Oh, this is so smart. They've got the Shadow Demon already ready. They're going to TP in the Trim Protector. This is going to get turned around. Defensive disruptions used. They could have got kills off of that. They need to either bait in, like, wait for the shackles and use the disruption offensively, I think. Like,
could have just disrupted, tried to run up and disrupt the Shadow Shaman.
Shadow Shaman
would have stopped the Yeah, would have stopped the aggression
They
all
make
the
it a
same.
kill. Sharky gets leech seated, but there's no right clicks inside. Actually used that a bit too early. We'll get shackled up now as well. Centaur stun will be set up by this one nicely. The second Centaur stun comes in. It's the Bang Bros, and they get a kill off of it. Razor dealing a lot of damage. It looks like there will be a counter kill coming Mineski's way as Razor picks up one. He wants a second. The body blocks from Owa. Owa's going to just keep on going big. He's not going to keep it. Disruption is there. Centaur War Runner, the Chen doing some big blocks of his own. Winter needs to get a hoof stop off. Does hit it, but the Razor almost kills him off, and Winter will barely survive. That Chen micro blocking the Razor, I think, saves his life.
Yeah, that was really nicely played from both sides, and just overall ends up being a little bit of a trade. But it's hard to call. Normally, I would immediately say, well, Orange aren't really looking to trade right now, because normally the team that doesn't have the better pushing lineup would have the late game a little bit better to secure. But I don't think that's necessarily the case here.
They're creating
Mineski.
space for Death. Like right now, they just want Death Prophet to have a 1v1 matchup. No ganks. Let's get Death Prophet some levels and farm, which is
it's kind of happening
now. Yeah.
So they're kind of getting there. The bottom is getting a lot of farm
Yeah.
on the top lane just because the supports have been away. So Jesse Vash doing pretty well for himself there, and just big focus of the early game so far has been the support rotations. Insidious actually already going to be making his way top lane with the Satyr, so it doesn't even have 2 creeps just yet, but it looks like Orange feeling kind of intent on getting some damage down on this tower. They don't have the healing ward for 35 seconds, however, so let's see how this works out. There's also a glyph. They'll probably just force out the glyph here. I don't know if they get a whole lot more done.
Sharky looking to zone out this Mirana as much as possible, and it's doing a decent job of this. In theory, they could get this tower if no one rotates, but Viper's already heading top, has got level 6 as well, and this is a rotation not being spotted by any observer wards, so if Mirana can nicely bait this out, we could see a turnaround. And I think that's something Jesse Vash may look to do. Well, Shox has no Blade Fury. Okay, just gets mana for the Omni Slash. Arrow's going to hit Sharky. Oh no, Sharky. Omni Slash gets spread between the two heroes. Sharky going to go down, the send back not having in time. Any test of faith? One right click, the Shockwave. Hadouken to the face. They've got one kill off of this one. Oa rotates top, but quickly realizes he does not want to be going uphill into a Juggernaut plus Chen. I don't think he realized Jug had no mana, but even so. A 1-for-1 trade. Viper for Shadow Shaman. Yeah. They hold the tower. I think that's an even trade, considering Mineski loses their mid hero while Orange loses support, but holding the tower there is pretty nice for Mineski.
Yeah, definitely. And going to be able to top it off with a Train Protector, so things looking alright there. There's still another smoke over on the tree, so might be able to look for another gank with the Shadow Demon coming up. Ton of wards placed down towards the mid lane for Orange. You said that the focus was going to be on getting this Death Prophet her core farm, and that's definitely what they've been going for. And they're actually going to pull Ysera away from mid now, as he's just barely reached level 6. And Orange kind of looking for a gank, maybe going to try and transition it into a push here. They know that the glyph is down, so successful gank, especially on an isolated tower like this tier 1 bottom lane for the Radiant, could work out pretty well.
I think they're just sounding the "we've got to push now" alarms. Like, this is a game we need to end kind of fast. Let's go. They catch out Jay underneath the tower here. No TP support inside for him. Living Armor is there, and he's going to get away. TP out says, you guys can have this tower. We don't want it. There's 4 Orange, make it 5 Orange heroes at this bottom lane, so I think Mineski going for a possible trade at mid lane. Mid tier 1 tower much more important than this bottom tier 1, and end of the day, Orange Draft is designed to push towers. They're going to get towers here and there. If Mineski are trading tower for tower, that's fantastic for Mineski, I want to say.
Yeah, Orange, they do really want this gold, especially for the Centaur, so getting towards that Blink Dagger is always going to be nice, and
it looks like Orange are going to defend too, yeah. This tower is full HP. So.
Okay, does anybody else have a ZP? Juggernaut is pretty low on mana, Sharky has one, but he's only level 4. So Mineski do get some pretty substantial damage down in this tier 1. Does almost end up being a trade. They had a siege creep along for the ride as well, so always nice as far as that's concerned.
Gonna get a few more right clicks off. No, he's not fully committing, but also top lane being pressured. So Jesse Vash with the Bassering phase boots up and gonna get some decent damage off. Unlikely to do anything fatal up here, but hey, it's gonna. Orange just don't want to be getting maneuvered around the map by Mineski's tempo, and that's what's happening here. Ysera gets forced to TP mid to defend now. They're going to be forced to rotate 1 to 2 heroes top lane just to defend this one. Shox is up there, but... Okay, there's your glyph. I was about to say, they need this glyph soon, and... We'll see Owa is going to just push back Juggernaut a little bit. Force another TP, so... They don't just force Shox top, they force Winter as well, just to basically cover their tracks there, because if Shox is in a bit of trouble, if there's 3-4 heroes there, he needs that TP.
Yeah, and over at mid lane we have Insidious. Okay, Moonlight Shadow going to be popped off.
Can they set up they need an arrow off of this. Oh, actually, if it's Winter, they can go for this kill, and we'll see if they go Disrupt into arrow here. Are they going to set this up? And no disruption needed. Winter gets off a hoof shot. Oh, no, hasn't got it. Just hits a Mirana. And Winter's going to go down. One more right click from the Razor seals the deal. And this is a tower. There's no glyph. Razor with plus 126 damage. Doesn't last hit the tower, which is a bit of a mistake. But not the end of the world. These players are tired, much like us.
Okay, and well, Orange going to try and take that as an opportunity to push in towards the mid lane. Another Exorcism popped off. The Chen did start up over on the hill a little bit earlier, but looks like the Viper spotted him out. And there were some defensive pings going.
TP.
The tower goes down. Omni Slash comes in.
Okay, he's going to live, but that was an ambitious TP anyways, because he was never going to defend that tower. So I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish with that. But luckily for him, he doesn't die on top of it. That would have been bad news.
So we are looking at 2 towers taken by Orange, 1 tower taken by Mineski.
Mineski with a gold lead, though. They're up by 1k. A couple kills ahead and just out-farming their opponents as well. I mean, mostly the offlane Centaur getting no farm compared to all the other core heroes getting farm. And even Treant. Treant had 20 CS. Jeez. This Treant's actually got some decent farm this game, so not a particularly good hero for stopping these pushes in general, but just having the Arcane Boots up for the team is gonna help a little bit here and there.
Yeah, definitely. Geo just taking advantage of the fact that he can be off securing a couple of creeps here and there and still be a big contributor as far as the fights are concerned with the living armor. And I think the real breaking point for Orange is whether or not they can secure that first Roshan, I feel. Like, the tier 1 tower top lane, not enormously valuable for Mineski. It's probably going to end up going down at some point anyway, but the Roshan is really, and the Aegis are really the stopgap in terms of having enough of an advantage to start getting in towards these tier 2 towers. So
at the same time, like, stopping to get Roshan may slow down some of that tower pushing momentum you might have. Is that what you see? Chen gets out of there. This is going to be close with the Soul Catcher Viper Strike. Yeah, it gets down to like 90 HP, but I always feel like with these super push strats, just from my me personally, it's like if you're stopping to take Roshan, it's giving your opponents time to farm and counter push some lanes. Like, how much? I don't think they want to go for Roshan until at least all the tier 1s are down, but I would even say, like, take a tier 2 or a couple tier 2s before they even think about Roshan. Yeah, because I think their lineup does have a bit of a... It does suddenly get a lot weaker later on, but right now their push power is pretty scary. Although they don't have Serpent Wards, that's actually another problem for them. That they need this Shadow Shaman to hit level 6.
Yeah, and no Hand of God either. So a couple of key team fight / push components not up just yet for Orange. And the only reason I raised the Roshan point, well, actually hold that thought, Paseo in some trouble.
Yeah, Shackled, Blade Fury, Ysera, is there an escape for him? The Moonlight Shadow not going to cut it as there's a Sensual down, so... Get a pick off, pretty standard, straightforward stuff from Orange, and this is fantastic because they're already in the mid lane. Talk about going for more towers. This is a tier 2 waiting to be taken. They have Exorcism. They wish they had Serpent Wards here. This is actually not the easiest push because they don't have Serpent Wards. I feel like if they had Serpent Wards, this would be a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they wish they had the Death Prophet there as well. And Juggernaut going to get drained out a little bit. It's just going to be able to spin and TP out. So
this is the end of the push and possibly the end of Sharky's life. He's trying to TP out. Is there vision? It looks like one more. Oh! Loses the vision of him at the last second and then just gets the TP off. Couldn't find one more right click, which would have got the kill.
Yeah, so Orange get no damage on the tier 2 at the end of the day. Unfortunately, the Death Prophet was dealing with the push down on the bottom lane. And the only reason I raised the Roshan point is because I'm not even sure necessarily Winter
Oh, that sentry gets planted on top of him. Can they get the kill here with the overgrowth? You betcha they can. Arrow hits Shox in the back lines as well. Winter going to go down to start things off here. Shox could be in some trouble himself. Hand of God being used by the Chen to help out the team, but not going to save Winter's life. Leap forward from Jesse Vass. The Starstorm will kill off the Chen with the Crypt Swarm as well. And, well, we'll see. Mineski take a tier 1 tower of their own. The Centaur stun just looking to cover their tracks a little bit. Arrow, Sharky, stop walking into these arrows, for the love of God. Paseo trying to move forward. Sharky may just go down if he's not careful. The Razor shows up, and with that, yep, he's down. He's down for the count. Jay's just going behind enemy lines. He's got the Eye of the Storm up and says, what are you guys going to do about it?
Yeah, he's got the living armor as well. He's just diving in deep.
He's getting free damage. He says, Jug, you can spin all you want, but that's a free plus 147 damage. Arrow hits Winter! These arrows just homing in on people. They're not going to get the kill on him. They decide going high ground into tier 3 towers. probably ill-advised at 13 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
Okay, so they back off. They got a bunch of kills. Orange are not winning team fights. Their lineup kills towers really well, but just the way that things are set up at the moment, especially with no Blink Dagger on the Centaur, they're not actually very well set up to engage in a target and take a fight. So
the net worth is just ugly right now, looking at the comparison between the two teams. Like, top 3 all on the Radiant side, and then looking at especially the Centaur. He's down there on par with Treant Protector. Like, that Treant is doing some serious work, getting some good farm, and just Centaur's got nothing. No Blink in sight, really. I guess he's maybe, what, like 800-900 away from that? Yeah. It's tough, and I feel the Blink is pretty crucial. Like, you need to have that one good initiation to help your push out, because otherwise Mineski can just spam their plasma fields, spam their just shadow poisons, whatever AoE nukes they want, they can spam away because no one can initiate on them. But you can't just walk up and throw a shadow poison, throw a starstorm when there's a Blink centering the other team or you die. So it's one of those things, like having a hero with Centaur with a Blink Dagger is actually like vital for a push strat, I feel.
Yes, you need that. The push strat always needs to be augmented by the one pick-off hero, especially if you're going for the not going for a push strat that's focused on pushing to get the towers, to get a gold lead, to win the game that way, but instead you're going for a push strat where the goal is to push the towers really quickly and just end the game as a result. It's not really a question
you need
of
that
building
like
an
Centaur,
advantage.
your Puck, your Clockwork type hero,
Yeah,
otherwise
exactly.
it fails. And right now, I think Mineski decided, well, you guys are pushing, so can we. End of the day, Mineski don't really care about these outer towers. They'll defend when it comes to high ground time. They may defend a tier 2, but they're getting a tier 2 mid tower out of this one, and this makes it just that little bit harder for Orange to secure Roshan later on if they have no tier 2 mid and no tier 2 bottom. So there is TPs coming towards the top lane from the Mirana, but it looks like with Servants down, with Exorcism still up, I think Mineski say, it wasn't the best trade, you got 2 towers, we just got 1, but it's still okay with us. And they swing bottom. This is possibly risky for Shocks.
Yeah, not in a great position, no TP.
There's no Serpent Wards and there's no Exorcism for this fight. So Shocks has a Blade Fury TP. Actually, no, sorry, doesn't have a TP. What am I talking about? Overgrowth, locked in place, right-click damage coming in from Passio, and I think... is that one of those, like, he should have seen that rotation from mid lane to bottom coming?
Yes. I think 100%. I just thought he was going to just maybe run for the river, run for the Radiant Jungle.
Yeah, Radiant
there were
Jungle.
like 4 heroes just marching straight at him, and I guess he just wasn't really paying attention to what was going on there. So Mineski going to clean up a kill and a tier 1 tower. They're just...
pretty much negates the trade top. Like, both teams got a tier 1 and a tier 2, and Mineski got a kill, and not to mention more important towers because they're towers near Roche.
Yeah, and they've already got an Aghanim Scepter completed over on the Razor, so their push power is getting a little bit scarier. Orange, out of all of those trades, they did manage to finally secure the Blink Dagger over on the Centaur, so Winter can maybe finally start making some plays out of this, and Orange can start getting those all-important pickoffs to start translating into the final couple of outer towers for them. But I don't even think that team fights are necessarily... again, I'm just going to reiterate that I don't think team fights are necessarily wins for Orange at this point.
Okay. Well, we'll see how they come out when they do, but it's a pretty solid Mineski lead. We saw the net worth comparison earlier on. It is still only like a 4 to 5k advantage going the way of Mineski, which is no means insurmountable, and we'll see them go into the Roshan pit. Exorcism being held off for now, just in case the team fight does erupt. They'll use the Serpent Wards, but I think if you use Serpent Wards and Exorcism, it's just like too much of an overcommitment, so they'll wait in case the team fight breaks down. It looks like that's where Mineski's headed. Mineski want to force the issue. Aghanim Scepter already purchased by the Razor. He may show up just in time. There's your Stampede. They sent the Razor. They want to try and burst him down. The Disruption not used defensively. This could come to bite them. Mech being popped and deployed, and Jay's already got 1 kill to Sharky. He wants some more. He's taking heavy damage by the Sermons. Instant up as well. We'll get out of there for now. They've killed off Shadow Shaman. Double Edge will finish him off. Winter gets the chop. Treant Protector now on the run as well. And this is why you save that Exorcism. 2 kills going the way of Orange Esports. Looking for a third is Ysera. He's getting very low. 1 Starstorm will finish him off. ASXE is going to turn around, get 1 kill. That's the Aegis. And it's another kill going the way of the Centaur. Kills off the Shadow Demon. Viper going to go down as well if he's not careful. Starstorm finishes off 1, but they've lost heavy numbers here. Mirana misses the arrow because of the Centaur standing there. Mirana's the only one left standing. Blink, Hull Stomp from Winter, catches Mirana. It's going to be a team wipe coming from Orange Esports. They fight back. Show they're not out of this one just yet. Winter with an ultra kill of all things. That fight at the Roshan pit working out fantastic for Orange.
Blink Dagger, good item. As it turns out, Winter's impacts just went from
0
to hero.
Yeah.
That was very nicely played.
We've got our teams mixed up. It's 5 kills. Yeah, that was not a mistrust. Wrong game, wrong time, wrong place, Roland.
Oh well, it's fine. Orange
lay off the monster energy.
So Orange are looking all right. Before that fight, Death Prophet, I was about to say, only level 9, didn't have the rank 2 exorcism just yet, but they got the Roshan experience. The Death Prophet survived the entire duration of the fight, and now she's got level 11. Now she's got that second point up in the exorcism, and things looking all right for Orange. And with all the trades that happened during the mid game, they are in a position where winning 1 or 2 fights back to back could just win them the game.
And I think more important than the farm they got that is the levels you were talking about, because so many of their heroes were just desperately landing levels. Sure, Shadow Shaman had hit level 6, had the Serpent Wards, but you want those level 2 Serpent Wards. You want the level 2 Hand of God. You want heroes like Juggernaut to be getting more levels in general as well. And even like a Death Prophet hitting level 11, 12, 13, 14. You want a maxed out Silence in a team fight. Like, max Silence makes a big difference in theory if you're silencing someone like a Mirana.
Okay, so Ysera walks into an arrow, but it's not going to be too much of a problem. Orange have eaten a lot of arrows.
It's been their undoing at times, so they're going to be a bit careful. But no Aegis. That did get used up instantly from Ysera last fight, but hey, they put up the Exorcism. They want this tier 2 tower, and Mineski not really in a good position to fight them at this stage. Arrow this time is going to be nicely dodged. Invis being used, and Orange, I don't know if they actually have much detection. Okay, they dropped the Sentry Ward now. It seems they caught wind of the fact that Moonlight Shadow is being used. Nicely positioned above the tower. On the high ground, they use a Stampede. They blink with the Hoofstomp. They're going to try block the Raise, and they do that. What a mistake coming out from Jay with his positioning here. Jesse Vash now in trouble. Defensive Disruption. Should be able to leap out after this. Does get the leap out, and I think Mineski just need to start reconsidering their approach and just defend from the high ground. Overgrowth will stall this one. Sharky actually taking heavy damage. He's going to go down to the Viper Strike. Meanwhile, Treant Protector on the front lines here. Centaur gets another kill. He kills off the Shadow Demon. May pay for this with his life. Very low to the Viper. Viper wants one more right click. He's going to get it. Just enough damage from the Viper. He gets himself a double kill here. Chasing down Shock. Shock to the Blade Fury. No Omni Slash. It's already been used. Blade Fury TP out. He says this fight's over. Arrow from Jesse. It hits! Oh my gosh, Base Kit. What on earth are we watching here? Jesse Vash has a Starstorm in 1 second, and nice cheeky little Observer Ward being placed in the lane, and they get the tier 2 tower, but I think Orange give up a bit too much in return for it.
Yeah, and things only really went well there for Orange because they managed to spot out Jay, who was looping around the back with the Moonlight Shadow. I don't think that it was necessarily the worst decision for Jay to be in that position because the Exorcism was only a few seconds away from running out, and then Mineski were... The plan for Orange was definitely, we're going to pop the Exorcism. We know that Mineski want to take a fight right as the Exorcism fades, so we're going to try and back out safely, and Jay was trying to preempt them on that one, and just be ready to try and cut off their retreat path, but unfortunately, Orange were a little bit too heads up, and
Orange also really well positioned on that high ground, like just above that stairs above the mid tower, so they had the Sentry Ward in the low ground, and then they were on the high ground, and just made it so easy for them to jump on down and punish Razor coming in from that angle. So nicely executed on Orange at the start, but then it went downhill quickly. And
I mean, they didn't have the Exorcism. They blew the Omni Slash right at the start.
Yeah,
so
if they didn't Omni Slash Razor, that fight maybe goes better. But I guess they thought we got to kill this guy fast, and maybe we win. Yeah. They figured that hey, it's 4v5, we win the team fight, but that wasn't actually the case. We're not without Exorcism.
Yeah, not without their ultimates available. And yeah, okay, so Mineski gonna try and go for a little bit of a push. The Exorcism is back up. So
Jay's got Lincoln's on top of him. That's the Mirana's Lincolns, and we'll see if Orange can actually defend this one. Arrow again, please. They are going to run forward here. Jay gets the static link off, and not going to overcommit. Stampede being used here. They need to back off for a little bit here. Serpent Ward's deployed. They may lose the Viper to start this fight. Not a hero they want to be losing. We saw how much damage it did last fight. Overgrowth comes in at last second. Does get a Viper strike off just on the Chen here. Now Juggernaut going in, disrupted up. Actually, defensive disruption up on the Razor, but he's going to go down. Both Mineski carries have fallen. And Mirana just leaped to safety. He's been spotted. There's a Sentry Ward, and he's going to go down as well. So 3 Mineski heroes hit the deck, and that's a unfortunately, well, just bad team fight from Mineski. I don't even think there was anything unfortunate about it. They just got outplayed.
Yeah, I've got to eat my words as far as the Orange team fight is concerned. They've been executing really nicely. Winter just making huge plays ever since he picked up that Blink Dagger, and things looking pretty good. Mineski just seemingly underestimating the...
Like, why?
Yeah.
I'm wondering why they're actually trying to I mean, okay, you want to be playing to win, and that's obviously how you're going to win this game. But I mean, part of it is like, look, stall the game. If you're just farm efficiently is a good way to guarantee it goes to late game when you have map control. But for some reason, they decide to put themselves in a position where Orange can get map control back for themselves by getting a team fight like that.
Yeah, and Jesse actually has a really split push oriented build with this Lincoln Sphere picked up early, so he can spam Starstorm to keep the lanes pushed out. He's relatively safe.
Hopefully see some like Maelstrom after this, do you think?
Could be. Yeah, I think Maelstrom could be alright.
Dead even on net worth between the two teams. 100-ish. Oh, it's gone Orange's favor. I think someone just bought something that didn't have to net worth. Bought a TP or something.
Yeah.
For Orange, yeah, it's dead even on net worth. Towers pretty close as well. It's what 4 towers to 5 towers in Orange's advantage, and the goal difference exactly even. 24 minutes in, so as far as time rating is concerned, I mean time rating only comes into play should Orange win this. So Mineski, play to win right now. I don't think you take. I think you play to win, but playing to win at this stage, I don't even think, like, ignoring time rating, I think playing to win involves just farming and not going for those pushes. I feel like there was no reason to go for that push, regardless of the time rating rule.
Yeah, I think that the thing about that push was okay up until I think they got between the tier 2 and the tier 3.
They got greedy because of an arrow.
Yeah,
they
got baited in them by the arrow. Yeah, they got like all of 1 second out of the static link, so the Razor's power just not really there at all in the fight.
Stamping forward, can actually catch up to this Razor. Yule Scepter means the Hoof Stomp is going to miss. Central gets deployed, and there's going to be an Omni-Slash just to try and kill off Jay. Defensive disruptions there. Can they get the kill out of this one? Looks like Razor going to be mech'd up, kept alive for now. The Death Prophet's already going to kill the Shadow Demon. Razor on the high ground in a perfect spot here. Mech coming out and winded with the Overgrowth. He gets 4-stuffed away, and no more casualties as of yet. Viper and Mirana just right-clicking from the high ground here. No one can deal with them right now. An interesting little clash here. They only kill the Shadow Demon, use Exorcism fairly early in Orange. To the high ground they go. They drop the Serpent ones. They have the Exorcism a bit longer. Arrow going to get tanked up by a Chen Creep, and with that, Glyph is forced. Sentry Ward smack dab on top of the tower. Say, Mineski, come at us. You're not going to deal with this one here, and the tower's getting lower and lower. At some point, Mineski just have to go in. They're going to force back Orange for now. Need to clear up these sentries ASAP. As Juggernaut will be sent home. No? No? Blade Fury disables Test of Faith? Okay. That's a mistake. That's a really, really, really bad mistake.
Yeah, also all that damage that they got on the tier 3 is completely irrelevant because they're playing against the Terrain Protector.
So Shock's just learned something new.
Well, Test of Faith now dispellable.
Yeah. I didn't know that. If someone had asked me, I would have not been able to tell them, because there's so many things that you can just do and then still get sent back during Test of Faith. Obviously, Blade Fury not one of them. You get sent back, like if you get disrupted during it, you still get sent home. Like, I don't know. That was weird.
Uh-oh, I tried to open the combat log and
you've disconnected. Combat log causing
too
crashes
strong
all day long.
Oh god.
Well, we'll get back into the game shortly here, but we can continue on. We've got Mineski actually going for another push. This last time did not end too well for them, so I think the one benefit to pushing is Orange only hold if they use their ultimates, and that means they use Exorcism, they use Serpent Wards, and unlikely do we see Orange transition into a push after they've used ultimate to a fight. But Orange says, screw defending, we're going to go straight down the mid lane. Living Armor's got this tower back to nearly fullish HP, so Orange have to get the tower from full HP down to nothing, and that's always a bit of a challenge to do, as we do see Jay just trying to keep the creeps out of the base as much as possible. Another arrow. Oh, please. At this stage, a 5-second arrow is 5 seconds where Ysera's not pushing, so... Oh, is the one split pushing.
Yeah. Split push Shadow Demon is the name of the game here, but...
Max Shadow Poison. He needs to be back spamming that Shadow Poison, because getting 5-6 stacks of Shadow Poison on one of these tanky heroes can make a big, nice little difference here. Serpent Wards, Exorcism being deployed on the high ground, Living Armor already there. No offensive disruption being used, trying to just force some of these heroes back, as they're getting this tower low, but I don't know if they're actually going to kill it off with this push. It's going to come close here. Blink Hoofstomp coming out from the Razor here. Razor, defensive disruption, nicely played from the Shadow Demon. This is keeping him alive, but the Hoofstomp's there waiting. Can they kill the Razor? You betcha they can. Omni-Slash going through. It's bouncing all over the place. Insta buyback coming. Overgrowth as well. You can't Blade Fury out of that one, Shocks. And Shocks locked into place. The right-click damage. Is it going to be enough? No, the Shackles from the Viper. Onto the Viper. Going to prevent that one. One more right-click. Mirana gets the kill into Juggernaut. Mirana leaping after once. Ysera will hit a double Starstorm, but that Ysera is just so tanky. Change target. Get that Chen instead. as he turns around, gets the silence off before he goes down. They've lost Jug and Shadow Shaman, only got a tier 3 tower. It feels like Orange are just trying to throw bodies at this. That was not the right direction to be throwing that arrow, but Orange just keep throwing bodies at buildings, and I don't know if it's the right approach. They're going almost just like too all in with their pushes. Unnecessarily all in. Maybe they're just not quite familiar with how much time they actually have to play around with, but they don't have to end this game in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, they commit past the time that the exorcism finishes there, and just they managed to get the tier 3, but I don't know if they can keep this up for long. Yes, they did manage to get the nice pick off at the start of the previous fight, but Jay had the buyback available. Next time around, he's actually going to have his BKB, so
okay.
I don't think that's necessarily something that they can rely on. And there is Roshan now up here as well, so maybe the prize for the winner of the next team fight, but I don't know. We'll see from Orange. Ysera has gone for a Bloodstone. Personally, not a huge fan of the item. I think I almost would have preferred to have seen a Heart out of the Death Prophet here, just for some more raw survivability. Then you can go into maybe a Shiva's or an AC a little bit later on. But Orange are going to keep on making runs at this middle lane.
5-man mid all day long. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bound to work eventually, I guess is what Orange is thinking. Exorcism gets popped, and to the high ground we go. This time around, maybe they get a Rax out of this. We'll see. As Trine is positioned on the high ground, trying to get a backstab coming in. Razor's just going to go in. Nice overgrowth coming from the Trine Protector. Catches out everyone. Ysera may just be focused down. He pops a Yules on himself, but this is not going to save his life. Not when Razor's there waiting for him. Nice hoof stomp coming in from Winter. They've killed off the Shadow Demon. They want G as well. They're not going to get Geo, and Jay stolen so much damage. Look at these right clicks, plus 196. He's right clicking so hard. He's going to get one more kill on the Chen. Now Winter going to go down as well. That's 4 dead, and Orange, if they lose this game, they're out. They don't need to be trying to win this game so fast. If they're just flat out losing the game with these pushes, which it looks like they might be doing. Mineski look like they may come out on top of this game with a 4-hero wipe. They're going to go for a counter push of their own.
The Razor was just too strong. Like you said, 200 stolen damage, 10-second BKB available for Jay. And
yeah, that's that BKB timing.
Yeah, and I mean, Orange just completely committed into that push, and they got they got some damage on the range racks, but yeah. That was it. And Mineski, they turned things around. To the victor go the spoils. They've got Roshan.
Is this going to be another bad Roche fight, though? Everyone's alive in 15 seconds.
Oh, they do have a medallion up. So
no Serpent Wards, no Exorcism, so
yeah.
I think they've got enough time for this. And Orange not rotating, so...
Yeah, and still a couple of seconds until the Centaur's up, and he's being
Orange
pivotal.
want to smoke and contest, but I think they're way too late.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Mineski pick it up. They just handed it over to Jay, so just helping keep him a little bit safer since his buyback isn't available.
Okay.
And Orange, do we see a change of approach at all? Are there any items that they're about to complete, something that might give them pause as far as going for another push? Or are they just deciding, okay, look, I guess we just have to try again?
Yeah.
But what's changed? Well, what's changed is that things are even better for Mineski. They've got an Aegis this time around. We'll see if this one is any more successful. Maybe the execution can pull them through.
Yeah. And the thing is, Orange still have a 20-minute window to end the game. 54-ish minutes was the time they have to win the game by. So they've still got plenty of time to win. Just don't throw away your lead by rushing things here.
They're going to wait because they want the 16 on the Death Prophet. They want the rank 3 Exorcism. So I think that's a smart decision from Orange.
There is still some sense of urgency because Mineski are going to fight and make you push you to the bitter end. Even when the game's over, Mineski will not be GGing out because of that time rating. So Mythtrust are just sitting here watching please Mineski, please win this game or at least make this game drag. And so far, Mythtrust probably feeling okay-ish about themselves and their position, but Orange by no means out of this tournament just yet.
Yeah, definitely. This is still probably anybody's game, but the Mineski cores are getting scarier and scarier. This Mirana's pretty big. The split push power is pretty fearsome from Jesse Vash, and
Razor's going Refresher too now.
Oh, wow.
He's still got a bit of ways to go, but
yeah,
just the idea of him farming up a Refresher at some point. Do you think it's the right time to go, or do you just tanked up more even?
I could see maybe going for one more survivability item before completing the Refresher here. The really nice thing about the Refresher is he can use an Eye of the Storm for the fight, and then if they win the fight, then they've got the guaranteed... then they can even if the fight is all the way over on the Radiant side of the map, they can swing back to the Dire side and use the Eye of the Storm to clean up lane of Rack. So they actually cement something out of winning a team fight. Up until this point, they've won the team fights, but that's just really gotten them gold, and that's really, kept them in the game.
Yeah.
But I think the refresher and having more of the Eye of the Storm means that they can actually punish Orange for losing a fight, which hasn't really happened just yet, aside from the Aegis being passed over to them.
Well, Orange is sticking back for now. I think realizing that so far the game plan has not worked out great for them. And end of the day, like, you got to win first. Like, if you're not winning this game, you don't even go into that time rank scenario. So they hit level 60 on the Death Prophet. What else? Is there anything else you feel like they're waiting for with this timing of theirs, or are they close to being good to go?
Maybe there's an argument for 16 on the Jug. It's only one more level. You kind of want to wait out the Aegis a little bit as well. So they do have two pretty big boosts as far as their teamfight power is concerned in those two ultimates ranking up. And we'll have to see, and I guess in about 3 minutes time, if that's going to be enough for them to win a teamfight and force a lane of Racks down. But Mineski, they're getting bolder and bolder. They make their way down towards the bottom lane. They want this tier 2 tower, and with the Aegis in hand, I think it's very reasonable that they might get it.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, if Orange want to hold, they're going to have to commit ultimates, which means they're not using that exorcism for when they go for the counter push. They'll maybe have to use an exorcism for a team fight, but no defense in sight. Jay gets a tower, does use an Eye of the Storm, but that's a
Glyph
very
gets
short
wasted
cooldown.
as well.
Yeah.
Not going to matter, probably, but still.
Mineski, I don't think Mineski are going to try push high ground with the Aegis. I just don't see any reason for them to go for that risk. Even if they have buybacks and it's like, oh, the high ground push failed, we buy back, we're still fine. It's just like such an unnecessary risk at this stage.
Yeah, and Jesse is just farming so well. He doesn't have a Midas, but Lincoln Sphere and Maelstrom are both fantastic farming items for the Mirana.
Yeah.
He can spam Starstorm and Leap to his heart's content. He clears out creep waves and the jungle very quickly, and he's looking like he's going to be a very scary late game core as far as this game is concerned. We've seen some slightly underwhelming late game Mirana performances, I think, over the course of the qualifiers, but this Mirana is in a good position to be a very scary force. And there's a Viper on the Radiant team, so if she goes for the Mjolnir, can throw that static charge on either the Razor or the Viper, and it's going to do a whole lot of work in these team fights.
Okay. Well, we'll see what's going to be the plan here, as it's like a Vlad's being picked up by Shock, so that's maybe one of the items they were waiting for. Jug, just getting for a value item, I think, saying, look, we could have pushed now. Moonlight Shadow being used. Oh my god, Mineski have gone super aggressive here in the enemy jungle. Hex coming out on Geo. Arrow, don't walk into that one. Sharky may be in some trouble here. We'll get chased down by the leap from the Mirana with the movement speed from the Stampede wearing off. That's going to be an easy kill, and Juggernaut, Blade Fury TP out, so not a very high impact kill, but once again, it's just going to... I think Orange were gearing up for a push there. They just got the Vlads out on the Jug. They were about to maybe group up, go for that push, but the pick-off going to set them back.
Yeah, definitely, and I think more time just working out pretty well for Mineski. Orange do get a little bit of split pushing done out of that, so not the most profitable kill for Mineski at the end of the day. And is that going to be enough to wait out the Aegis? Looks like it will.
His refresher, he's just spent all his money. I'm wondering if it's just maybe the recipe or...
Nope, it's up.
Wow, oh, that's a scary amount of farm. He is ridiculous. And Mirana's even more fun. That's a scary thing. I look at this Razor and think, wow, and then Mirana's a good 1,500 net worth ahead.
LD sizing up the game and...
Yeah, he waits. He waits. He's like, okay, they're looking pretty good.
Things looking all right.
Board.
Yeah. So this is the time to support Mineski. Mineski fans coming out in force. But okay, so Orange, they've almost got the 16 on the Juggernaut. They've successfully waited out the Aegis, and I guess this is the time. We've seen that in the neutral game, they're just getting completely out-farmed.
Yeah.
And as we head towards the late game, Gold is definitely heading, I think, in favor of Mineski. So I guess this is the window of opportunity for them right now. They've still got a little bit as far as the time rating scenario is concerned, but yeah,
it's no longer feeling very comfortable for them.
No, for Heroes, this is definitely where they are starting to peak off.
You think 54 minutes, plenty of time, but at this stage you're thinking, okay, we've only got 15-ish minutes left to go, and we've got to get, 3 lanes of Raxus, win a team fight. And Mineski are playing this smart and safe. They're basically sitting back saying, it's your move, you guys have to win this, what are you going to do? Because Mineski, they're saving buybacks. They're not buying these items. Like, Mirana had 5k gold with a Maelstrom. Could buy a full Mjolnir. Actually buys a Crystallis. So Mirana saving for buyback while buying new items. And make up your mind, Mirana.
Yeah, finish an item.
Please.
Manta, Mjolnir,
I don't know
Daedalus.
why you wouldn't finish off the Mjolnir there. I feel like that.
I think it's a really high value pickup. Especially because Orange you've got Serpent Wards, which is a ton of instances of damage.
Yeah.
You've got Exorcism, which is a ton of instances of damage. So that static charge is going to be proccing pretty much every single second.
Orange make their intent knowing that they want to push. They pop the Exorcism very early here. Ysira gets hit by an arrow again. Oh my gosh, Ysira taking a lot of damage. The return damage is there. Razor may just die down after using a refresh. It needs to be kept alive. The mech helping heal him up just that little bit, and that may save his life. The blink hops up, but the BKB still up. Winter would have loved to have gotten that kill there. The slow, the leech seed healing up, and Razor's still alive somehow. Oh, if only they'd killed that Razor. This could have been the push Orange were waiting for. Winter now going to get brought down by the Viper here. They're trying to focus down the Raxus, but this is not going to work. Not with the Disruption being used. They've lost Death Prop. They've lost Centaur. Shox may be in some trouble as well. He's trying to right-click down the Rax, but it's not going to work. He almost dies for it as well. He will get out of there, but Insidious not going to share the same fate. One more punch coming out. It's actually the Shadow Demon with the poison getting the kill, and they save the Raxus. They've got living armor. They'll heal him back up. And Orange, down 8 kills. Suddenly down a lot of farm as well.
Jay played that fight so well. He popped up the first Eye of the Storm. He ran into the middle of the fight, but he saved the refresher until he used his BKB so he could use his BKB twice. And that was a big reason why he didn't die.
That Winter
in the
blink
midst of all
hooks
of
up
that.
in expecting to get a kill on the Razor there.
Well, I mean, if you're Winter, you've clicked on the Razor, you're looking at his BKB duration, and you're mentally counting down, okay, this is when the BKB is about to fade, and that's my opportunity to go and take the fight. But you're not expecting the refresher double BKB. And that was just so very nicely played.
At the same time, Jay, I think, was a little too aggressive. Like, he almost... I think his position was just so...
I think he was thinking, oh, I've got double BKB, what can possibly go wrong?
He almost got burst down by the Exorcism. Like, I feel like it's not the first and not the last time we're going to say, Jay, a bit too aggressive in the fight. Like, that's kind of what he's known for, and he really pushed the limits there. It worked out there, and that was the one big fight that mattered, because Orange now really under a lot of pressure. They're going to, once again, 5 men. They're going to go for a smoke this time. I think go for a little bit pick-off is nice, but most of Mineski thinking buyback, buyback, buyback. Roshan respawning in about a minute here. I can see everyone on the Mineski side has buyback, including... No Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's 800 short, but all 4 other heroes have a buyback.
Yeah, and Daedalus complete for the Mirana, plus 2.7k gold. So Jesse Vash, that's Daedalus, and he's still holding on to buyback at the moment, realizing that the game is well and truly turning around. Orange just keep throwing themselves at the racks, but it's not getting them anywhere. They keep being topped off by the Train Protector. And now Orange realize, well, maybe their last hope is just securing an Aegis, hoping that that's going to be
Aegis
enough.
And Throne. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like as much as the Mjolnir I think would be normally I still think Mjolnir may be better. And the one thing you get from the Daedalus is single target burst damage, which is what you need against Death Prophet. You need to be able to kill the Death Prophet because then there's no more ghosts in the fight. So I think his reasoning is, I'm just going to be focusing entirely on killing Death Prophet every single fight. Forget the rest.
Yeah,
who needs Mjolnir for AoE damage when my job is single target, let's kill someone. But they have 3 heroes who are single target, like Razor single target, Viper single target, which is where I think Mjolnir may have been better.
Yeah, I think maybe the other thing is as well is he has a reasonable amount of attack speed already, so maybe just going for the raw damage is also pretty nice, but I would like to see the Mjolnir completed soon. Roshan's going to respawn, this is the next big standoff, but Mineski, they've got a lot of split push power to leverage here, and they've shown that they've got the teamfight advantage as well.
This is such a dangerous pitch. Orange smoke up. They see an arrow fly through to Roshan, so they know rough position of where that Mirana is, and Stampede forward, they're going to catch out Geo here. Blink Storm's there. Jay, he may be the target they want to try and focus down. He gets in set up, he's going to die. They've got buyback, straight immediate buyback. Serpent Wards have actually surrounded Winter, but he can blink out of that one soon enough, and I don't think they want to go Roshan here. No Serpent Wards, Exorcism going to be wearing off fairly soon, so Mineski use 2 buyback. It's a win for Orange, but end of the day, it's still time being bought from Mineski, and time also where Orange aren't taking Roshan. So Mineski may get an Aegis out of this one with these ultis on cooldown.
Yeah, I think the buyback pays off because Exorcism is down.
I actually like those buybacks there, even though they got no kills, no towers, no push, just securing Roshan, and yeah, securing Roshan alone, it's worth it. It's cheese as well as Aegis.
Yeah, and I feel like I have to eat my words again about Mineski's decision making. It's been, at least as far as Roshan and the some of these late game fights have been concerned in this tiebreaker, they've really cleaned it up. I mean, I don't think that's the most difficult decision to make there. Oh, Exorcism's down, we have the buyback available, let's just do it, take Roshan, and then put the Aegis over on the Razor. But still nicely done by them, and Mineski now find themselves in a position, Aegis in hand, to try and push up onto the high ground.
There's your refresher from Jay. He's going to pop another Eye of the Storm off, and he wants to push. He wants to go high ground. They'll kill off the Chen Centaur to start things off. An arrow actually hit Insidious on the Chen. These arrow magnets all over. Sharking going to be kept alive by a Stampede after getting Viper Striked up. Blink, Hoofstomp's there. Passio getting helped out by a Lincoln Sphere. Nice play by the Mirana there, putting that on top of him, blocking the double edge here. Now Overgrowth catches a few shocks. He's going to get out of it with a Blade Fury, but he goes down anyways. Viper Strike out on the Death Prophet, going to slow down the Death Prophet here. Jay just in the front lines with the double Eye of the Storm doing so much damage here. Rax is just falling bit by bit, and Orange, they've got to go in, but they can't. Healing Ward gets killed as well, forces out a Juggernaut buyback, and with that, maybe Mineski back off. They're probably feeling pretty confident. They've forced the buyback. They've won this fight to start things off now, and Juggernaut has an Omnislash chasing. It's going to be the name of the game for Orange Esports. They're going to blink, Hoofstomp, Sentry. What is there? They do a vision now. Omnislash, where is it from the Juggernaut? He's still chasing. He's been hit by an arrow here, waiting for the Aegis to proc, and now Razor comes back out. Juggernaut wants to go in. Serpent's being deployed as well. Juggernaut, Omnislash gets nothing. Shocks. Oh dear, what a disaster. One more Viper Strike from far, far away will kill him off as well. It's looking like the end for Orange Esports, perhaps. They need to find a miracle here. Blink, Hoofstomp from Winter, but there's a defensive disruption. Oa with the saves. Jay is still alive. He's being chased down by a Stampede. Is this going to be enough? Yep, he walks into the Serpent Wards. Only here on the Mineski side to take a fall. Viper and Treant still very, very low. Viper, he wants to get out of this one. Winter maybe going to get leech seated up. This is going to be a nice bit of heal here, but you don't want to right-click too much. Arrow going to hit. Starstorm, Daedalus right-clicks. He's going to go down, Winter. Oh, no. This is looking bad for Orange Esports. There's no Exorcism. There's only Death Prophet and Chen alive as well, and can they even defend these Raxes?
I don't think so, especially not with the Exorcism on cooldown right now, and no glyph available either. Mirana's going to plink away. They do have a buyback on the Centaur.
That's one buyback here. At this point, losing Raxes isn't the problem for Orange. They've just got to find a way to push and end the game. So Raxes is not the issue, but Viper killing him is going to be a nice way, a nice little kill on their way to possibly getting some Raxes of their own. Ysera chasing, leading the charge here, has that movement speed from the phase and the Yules, and should be able to get over here maybe. Do they have detection? Overgrowth just being used defensively. Ysera gets hit by an arrow, but it's just a let's get the hell out of here kind of arrow. They're going to TP out, cut their losses. Mineski lose Viper and Razor. Razor has no buyback for 2.5 minutes. Viper does have buyback. 5-man mid with no... It's 45 seconds. Oh, no, sorry. Razor's on 10 seconds, so Razor's already back, so...
And the Viper has a buyback as well. Exorcism off cooldown in just a second.
This Mirana just bought a butterfly. Okay,
oh,
this Mirana is just...
the most indecisive Mirana ever.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm just happy we're seeing Mirana buy items and get this farm. Like, this is huge. Jesse Vash is just being carry mode. They're going for Raxes. I don't know if Raxes is enough. End of the day, you're just trading Raxes. You really need a throne here. Viper is going to buy back. Winter getting Demonic purged up, and the right click from Mirana not actually doing too much to him. Centaur very tanky, especially with the Vanguard here. Viper going to buy a Heart of Tarask as well as he buys back, and we will see Orange being pushed back.
They have to fight with the Exorcism. They have to.
Another arrow hit Shocks. These arrows have just been hitting heroes every single toss.
Jesse Vash has had an absolutely fantastic game. Like,
yeah.
His farm, the arrows, positioning, he's 10, 1, and 10.
He's
on this Mirana.
Mirana's always one of those heroes you just don't really notice how much right-click damage a Mirana does in a fight, but it's always...
Well, when you have 25k net worth...
Yeah, it's very deceptive how much damage a Mirana does. It's ridiculous, especially with these kind of items, and you can see there, Mineski up by 14,000-ish net worth in total, and they say, let's end this game. Who cares about playing safe, sitting back, and guaranteeing a spot in the playoffs when we can just make a statement and win this series? And I think Mineski are already safe, win or lose this game, as far as playoffs are concerned. They won fast, they've got a very long game here, so win or lose this game, I want to say Mineski are through, but they want to win this game and knock out Orange Esports.
Yeah, and I guess the other consideration is as well as if it goes to time rating who makes it through, but I think
it affects your opponent in the playoffs. I don't think... I don't know who Mineski would prefer to verse, whether it's Orange or Myth. I would say maybe slightly they'd prefer to verse Myth Trust, but... I don't know. I think for Mineski, it's like, let's just get in the playoffs and worry about that next. They probably haven't even thought about time ranking beyond the fact
nobody is.
All these teams just thinking, let's win.
I don't think there's any gaming of this going on. I think it's just Mineski. Yeah, they want to win this game. Meanwhile, Orange, realizing that they no longer have any kind of chance of going for team fight, so they're actually just going to charge straight down middle lane. Mineski, are they going to base race them? They do have the double ultimate available from the Razor, but
I think Mineski can just TP home if they've got TPs. That is, I don't think he.
Oh, really? A base race?
Base race against Razor. Okay, this is going to end badly for you, Mineski. There, Orange are going for it. They've got the exorcism up. Juggernaut not really doing enough damage here. There is no
Radiant, no glyph.
Wow.
Dire have glyph.
Oh, this is going to be close. This one, Orange. No, they're TPing back. They say Winter's TPing back. The rest are going for this one. They're going to lose the Razor. That's your damage output. Razor going to buy back and try and defend the Radiant base here. The Dire Throne getting not low at all here. Winter's going to blink himself in. The Overgrowth is there. It looks like the push has been defended, though, on the Mineski side. They're not in danger of losing their throne anymore. The fight going on here in the Dire base. Ysira very, very low. He's trying to push back Jesse Vash. Jesse Vash just so goddamn freaking farm right now. Ysira's getting lower and lower as time goes on. The Shackles with the Viper here. Shox would love to get this kill, but his damage up, but he's got an Ag Scepter. He does no right-click damage. Viper's going to get one. He's looking for a second here. The Ghost Scepter keeps Ysira alive just a little bit, but he's tracking him. He's going next to him. He's going to get one or two more right-clicks. Viper Strike is there. Can he get a second kill? No, not yet. Yule Scepter. Death Prophet going to go down. No. Death Prophet survives in the Fountain. Viper's going to go down in the enemy base here. That's a Viper with no buyback as well, but Jesse Vash taking out the top, taking out the top tier 3 tower, no Raxus to follow. Game is still close. Orange Esports have roughly 4.5 minutes to end this game.
But what on earth was that decision making from Mineski? Just you're so far ahead, just stop them. Don't race them.
Well, end of the day, they killed some tier 4 towers and defend. Well, I guess they lose a tier 4 tower and
I mean, so they got 2 tier 4s and a tier 3, and they lost 1 tier 4, and they're going to be able to heal up their other tier 4.
They can heal it up. So
yes.
Yeah, that's Treant buys back just to heal that motherfucker up. He's like, this tower needs full HP, and I'm dead
right
for
now.
too long.
Yeah.
That's not happening on my watch. So
there's no waiting anymore.
I like what Morana's doing. Morana's just going to try secure Raxus here, and then TP home for the push. Morana has to be dealt with, and it looks like Centaur as well as Chen on duty for that. I think Morana wins that 1v2. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I think so as well, but this game is ridiculously tense for what it is. Orange just...
It would be more tense. I wish there wasn't that 54-minute time ranking thing, because I would be like, this game could go either way, but for me, it's like, you just know
team fight outside of the base?
To drag it out.
Arrow? Insidious C?
They see someone. They're stampeding forward. They want the Shadow Demon. Meanwhile, Morana just gets a kill on the Chen in the backlines here. Morana just doing too much damage up, and that means no Hand of God, no send back. And we'll see Orange just commit to the at least for now, try and go on the Raxus. They've got Exorcism up. Servant's being dropped as well. No Radiant Glyph still. They're about 10 seconds short of that one. Overgrowth, though, just doing work again. The Omnislash gets cancelled. They've got no detection. The Moonlight Shadow prevents Omnislash doing anything in the fight. Morana getting very low silenced up. It's going to be okay for now. Death Prophet Exorcism still online for now, but not for too much longer. The Shadow Demon just blinking forward in the middle of things. This is one manly Shadow Demon taking the fight to Orange Esports, and with that, Death Prophet's dead, Chen is dead, and Orange Esports just running out of options at this stage of the game. Jug buys a Maelstrom just to deal with these big waves of Raxus. Jesse Vash TP's top, and Jesse Vash wants blood. He wants Shox, although has to deal with Sharky as well, so with that in mind, he may just back off for now, and we'll see actually, Winter's going to run right into the Mirana, and there's an Observer that will scout him out soon enough, so this is actually Winter. This is bad for him.
Yeah, he is. He's just completely wedged right now.
Yeah. Okay, they get the disruption. I think Winter going to go down. There's an arrow. No arrow for now. Winter Stampede. Hoof Stomp, double edge. He's going to come close to the Shadow Demon, but nope, not enough damage for him, and he's going to pay for it with his life. 100 seconds on the sidelines, no buyback for him, and this could be the end for the TI4 dream for Orange Esports. They've got to hold and they've got to counter push. Refresher Eye of the Storm comes out from Jay. He'll get the melee racks. Onto the throne they go. No Exorcism for now. No Serpent Wards as well. This is looking bad. There's an Overgrowth which will catch Shox through the Blade Fury. Morana wants the Chen. Chen 4 staffs away. There's a Ghost Scepter as well. Nice sendback coming out. That'll help the Jug up. But GG is called. Orange Esports are knocked out of the Southeast Asian qualifiers. And Mineski, they beat Myth Trust. They beat Orange Esports. They're going through the playoffs with Myth Trust. And that's going to be our loser bracket round 1 tomorrow.
Wow. What a tiebreaker.
That was
SCA qualifier continues to be absolutely amazing every single game.
It's just so unpredictable and just so nuts. Every single match is just crazy. I mean, we had tiebreakers in a similar storyline with the American qualifiers, but you had your... It kind of went as expected. Like, you had Union, NAR, Union, SNAR, as well as EHUG, kind of like playing things out as you'd expect. But here, it was like 3 teams, every single series so evenly matched up. Not a single one of these best of ones could really be predicted at any point in time. All games going like 45 minutes plus.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it's the 3 veteran teams of the region. It's 3 teams that know each other very well and just produce really high-quality matches. I had a fantastic time casting them.
I couldn't be more happy to have you here casting. We've gone full Australia here.
Oz Dota.
Look, man, there were more Australian casters in that lobby than from any other region, as far as I could tell, with a good friend Toby One as well in the lobby over the EU hub. So, guys, the TI4 qualifiers, they're alive and kicking. Playoffs start tomorrow. We've got winner bracket final, MVP versus Arrow Gaming, loser bracket, a rematch between Mineski and Myth Trust.
Yep.
Briefly, what are your thoughts as far as the overall playoff picture is concerned?
So I feel that Arrow are going in as the clear favorites against MVP. I mean, MVP have shown that they have a very different style to almost any other team in this qualifier, so that could be the one thing that maybe catches Arrow.
Our team's going to figure out their style, though.
That's the thing.
That's what I really worry for MVP. I don't think MVP is a clear... I think MVP, as far as... I think Arrow's clear top favorite, but I think second place is not even like... I wouldn't even favor MVP. I'd give him like a 1 in 3 chance, with all 3 of those teams having a 1 in 3 chance almost.
Yeah, so you think that they had the advantage of, okay, everybody's playing a bunch of games all at once.
Yeah.
People aren't really doing their research.
You can see a
match
draft,
by match.
but it's like... there's not enough from one draft. Now you have 9 drafts.
So you think that MVP stronger in the best of ones, but the other teams, you favor them against MVP maybe in the longer series?
I think there's slightly stronger. I don't think it's even the best one versus best of 3. I think it's just teams know what to expect. Like, they go for their Death Prophet push strats, their Warlock push strats, whatever it may be. The type of heroes that QO likes to play in the mid lane, teams will be more familiar with. But I mean, it's probably also partly my SEA bias.
You want the SEA teams to...
Maybe.
In fairness, you said at the start that you didn't want either of the Korean teams in the playoffs, so...
I just said I didn't expect them to be the players, didn't I?
I don't know. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth here, Gods. Maybe we're both flaming
words
Korea.
in my mouth that I said off camera.
Maybe we're both flaming Korea. Oh, boy.
Or we're just flaming QO.
Yeah, no,
that was probably what it was.
We've always got to get the digs in against
I mean, he could
QO.
be beating Dendy mid for all I care, and I would still be flaming him. So, for those of you who don't know, QO, formerly of the Australian Dota scene, where me and Baseskip,
we both know him from there.
Him,
so yeah, it's what we mean well when we flame QO.
Look, I hope he does well, but I'm still going to flame him along the entire way. So
it's the Oz Dota way.
Yeah. We wouldn't be good Australians if we weren't flaming him.
We can't let him forget that. That's the Oz Dota.
So the playoffs begin tomorrow, same time, same place here on the NA Hub. It's been a lot of fun. If you guys want to follow, support us, I'm at BTS Gods on Twitter. He's at Baseskip. Give us any feedback and let us know how you guys are enjoying the coverage here at the TI4 NA Hub. And a big thanks to everyone else who's been working behind the scenes. We've got Mort, who's been doing camera work for the final series. He's only half awake. Give us a big thumbs up. You can follow him at MortDota2. And big thanks to Roland, our producer, who's somewhat
reclusive.
Yeah, reclusive. And he's stumbled his way through the production here. He's managed to do a decent job, Roland. I'm proud of you.
We got there in the end.
You got there in the end. But guys, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me, Baseskip.
Always a pleasure.
And with that, TI4 qualifiers presented by Monster Energy continue tomorrow, 9 p.m. Pacific time, 6 something. I don't. Forget time conversions. 9 p.m. Pacific time. Figure it out, guys. Starts tomorrow. See you then.